I'm John Pennington. This is Cricket World Radio. This is a taster of what's coming up in this week's edition of Cricket World Around the World.
Sachin, last week we spoke about the need for India and Sri Lanka and Bangladesh to come together and host a very successful World Cup in 2011. Let's now talk about it from a player's perspective. What does the Cricket World Cup mean to a cricketer?
I think Cricket World Cup to a cricketer is the ultimate competition because it happens every 4 years, and the entire cricketing fraternity looks up to it and eagerly wait for the competition to start. And then it's a different feeling altogether to be part of the event where the entire cricket fraternity is involved, and the atmosphere, the buzz is something special, and to be part of such a mega event is always a special feeling. And I have no doubts that it's going to be one of the successful World Cup of all times.
Final question, Sachin. You came very, very close to winning that World Cup in 2003. When you look back at that final against Australia, does it hurt you at all? Do you ever tell yourself, I should have tried harder to win that one for India?
It is every cricketer's dream to lift a trophy, because that is the ultimate trophy. And I would want to do it as well, because it's always been my dream. And yes, and it really hurts in 2003 that we got so close to winning trophy, but couldn't lift the trophy eventually. But life doesn't stop there. There is another opportunity, and we would want to give our best shot there, and hope that everything, whatever we plan and whatever we aspire to achieve, falls into the right place. And all I can say is it would be a dream come true if something like lifting the trophy happens to the entire nation. I mean, that is what as an Indian I would want to see.
Ex-India captain Sourav Ganguly. First up, let's talk about India's spin department, because that's been one of the departments that's always threatened the opposition. But after Anil Kumble's retirement, there's been this sort of a lull. Do you think Harbhajan Singh is not at his best, or he hasn't done enough? Because that's what we saw in the two games that he played against Sri Lanka.
Yeah, Harbhajan has not been at his best in these two games, really, let's be honest. Otherwise, he's been a match winner, and he will continue to be a match winner. You won't get a replacement for Anil Kumble. Similarly, when few years down the line Tendulkar finishes, you won't get a number 4 as good as him, or a Dravid finishes at 3, you won't get a number 3 as good as him straight away. So you'll have to give time to these young players to get better, and it'll take them 15 years to get to their stature, because these guys have done it for such a long period. Pragyan Ojha looks good. He's got the talent. He's bowled well in this test match, and hopefully he can move on from here.
So is there a case for maybe someone like a Murli Karthik to get a look in somewhere?
He's a good bowler, definitely. He is a very good bowler, but he's got to get his act right as well. Pragyan Ojha is young. He's doing well. So he will probably have to wait for his chance, but Murli is a very good bowler.
Sachin Tendulkar and Sourav Ganguly, they're two former Indian captains, of course, and legends of the game. Another legend of the game speaks to our very own Jim White. Herschel Gibbs.
Word on how England appear to be playing at the moment. They're doing pretty well. Good chance in Australia over the winter.
No, for sure. I think they probably show the most depth that they have over the last 5 or 6 years. Good bunch, good class of players, both batting and bowling. So yeah, I mean, there's no reason why they can't win the Ashes. Down under. It's unfortunately, it's not something that I've accomplished. Not being with the Test team over the years, but I do see that they have a very good chance. I'd like to see Adil Rashid, as the second spinner to Swanee, and the batters speak for itself. I think that they got enough depth, both with regards to batting and bowling. But it's going to be hard work anyway, going to Australia and beating Australia.
And just days after he was appointed the Vice President of the ICC, we hear the thoughts of Alan Isaac on the Future Tours programme.
Well, obviously the most significant ongoing project at the moment is the getting agreement in terms of the Future Tours program. That's absolutely vital to ICC so that it can understand and know what its future events are. So obviously it can sell the rights to that. And then for the member countries, it's vitally important to them that they know what their future tours programs are so that they can also sell the television rights and the commercial rights. And the plan is to try and set that program in place through to 2020, and that will...
Plus, Jim, Alan and myself have time to make some predictions and take you through the week's fixtures and a whole lot more. Tune in to cricketworld.com for the whole show.